Hello, and welcome back to our channel. In the face of life's uncertainties, wouldn't it be amazing to have a set of tools to navigate them with grace and resilience? That's where the ancient philosophy of Stoicism comes in. Often misunderstood as simply suppressing emotions, Stoicism offers a much richer perspective. It's about taking responsibility for what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your reactions, and letting go of what you can't, external events and the opinions of others. But here's the thing. Stoicism doesn't present these principles as mere suggestions. It argues that these are not simply good ideas to consider, but rather fundamental life lessons that are essential for navigating the human experience. Sure, you can choose to ignore them, but just like ignoring gravity will have consequences, so too will neglecting these core principles. They're not options, but requirements for living a fulfilling and meaningful life, even amidst challenges. This video dives deep into these essential Stoic life lessons. We'll explore concepts like taking responsibility for your own happiness, managing your emotions effectively, and focusing on what truly matters in life. We'll see how these lessons were applied by historical figures like Roman emperors and philosophers, and how they can be implemented in your own life, no matter your background or circumstances. So, whether you're feeling overwhelmed by life's complexities or simply seeking a more empowered way of living, this video is for you. Join us as we unpack the core principles of Stoicism and discover how these non-negotiables can equip you to face life's challenges head-on and build a life of inner peace and lasting fulfillment. Unskippable life lessons. Stoicism for the modern world, more casual and emphasizes practicality. The first lesson we want to introduce for you guys is about embracing life's inherent obstacles as necessary lessons. Unlike school, where skipping class might get you a detention but not fundamentally hinder your education, life throws curveballs that aren't optional. From unexpected financial setbacks to relationship troubles, these challenges might feel unfair, but through a Stoic lens, they become crucial chapters in your life's manual. Think of it like this. Roman Stoics believed in a guiding principle called amor fati, which translates to love of fate. It's not about blind acceptance of everything that happens, but rather recognizing that some things are outside our control. We can't choose what life throws at us, but we can choose how we react. A flat tire on your way to a job interview is frustrating, sure, but it's also an opportunity to practice patience and resourcefulness. You might even end up with a more memorable story to tell at the interview. This doesn't mean ignoring your emotions. Stoicism isn't about suppressing feelings. It's about acknowledging them and then separating them from your judgment. When faced with a setback, take a moment to feel the frustration, the anger, or the disappointment. But then, consciously choose not to let those emotions dictate your actions. Instead, ask yourself, what is within my control here? Can you control the flat tire?
No.
But you can control how you react, how you use your time productively while waiting for a tow truck, and how you present yourself at the interview, even if you're running late. By viewing life's obstacles as lessons, you unlock a hidden superpower, resilience. Every challenge you overcome, every curveball you navigate, equips you to handle the next one with greater ease. You learn to adapt, to find solutions, and to discover an inner strength you never knew you possessed. This doesn't mean becoming emotionless or passive. It means becoming an active participant in your own life's journey, ready to learn and grow from every experience, good or bad. Remember, the greatest minds weren't born with inherent wisdom. They honed it through experience. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, faced countless wars, political turmoil, and personal tragedies. Yet, his enduring legacy, the Meditations, is a testament to the lessons he gleaned from hardship. By embracing life's challenges as lessons, you too can cultivate the wisdom and resilience of the Stoics and write your own inspiring story. But what if the lessons seem relentless? What if you face setback after setback, disappointment after disappointment? The Stoics would remind you that even the harshest winters eventually give way to spring. Life isn't a constant barrage of negativity. It's a cyclical journey with periods of both growth and difficulty. The key is to focus on the present moment, on what you can control right now. Can't control your boss's bad mood? You can control your own reaction, choosing to remain calm and professional. Lost your phone? It's frustrating, but you can control how you approach replacing it, perhaps using this as an opportunity to upgrade to a more secure model. By focusing on the present and what you can control, you cultivate a sense of inner peace that transcends external circumstances. This doesn't mean becoming apathetic or indifferent. It means approaching life's challenges with a proactive mindset, ready to learn, adapt, and emerge stronger on the other side. Remember, the only constant in life is change. By embracing life's lessons, both the pleasant and the difficult, you become the author of your own story, a story not defined by happenstance but by your unwavering spirit and ability to learn and grow. Stoicism, the essential toolkit for a fulfilling life, highlights the benefits and tools provided by Stoicism. Stressful? Tired? Don't want to slog through another day at work? You're not alone. Life throws its fair share of curveballs, and sometimes just getting by feels like an accomplishment. But what if there was a way to navigate these challenges with more grace and resilience? Enter Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that offers a practical framework for living a meaningful life, even amidst hardship. Stoicism doesn't promise to eliminate difficulties. In fact, it operates on the fundamental principle that life lessons are requirements, not choices. According to the Stoics, external events, a demanding boss, a relentless workload, even a global pandemic, are outside our control. What we can control, however, is our internal response. We can choose how we interpret events, our emotions, and our actions. This may sound counterintuitive, but it's a core tenet of Stoic philosophy. By practicing Stoicism, you equip yourself with a toolkit for navigating life's inevitable storms. One key tool is the practice of dichotomy of control. This means differentiating between what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and reactions, and what you cannot, external circumstances. By acknowledging this distinction, you free yourself from the futile struggle against things outside your domain and focus your energy on what truly matters, your inner world. Let's discover this story of Marcus. In the bustling port city of Ephesus, nestled amidst the clamor of merchants and the rhythmic groan of ships, lived a young sculptor named Marcus. Renowned for his meticulous detail and lifelike renderings, Marcus possessed a talent that drew the envy of his peers and the admiration of patrons. Yet, a storm brewed within him, a tempest that threatened his inner peace. His patron, a wealthy senator named Gaius, was a man of capricious tastes and insatiable ambition. One day, Gaius would commission a statue depicting him as a benevolent leader, the next a fearsome warrior, each demand accompanied by an ever-shrinking deadline. Marcus, a man of quiet dedication, found himself tossed between the exhilaration of creation and the frustration of constant change. Sleepless nights were spent refining the curve of a toga on a discarded statue, while days were filled with frantic sculpting to meet Gaius' whims. One particularly sweltering afternoon, just as Marcus neared completion on a magnificent marble bust of Gaius, a tremor shook the workshop. A loose slab of marble, dislodged by the quake, shattered the bust into a multitude of fragments. Despair coiled around Marcus' heart. Months of meticulous work, painstakingly chiseled details, all reduced to rubble. He sank to his knees, burying his face in his hands, the sting of frustration laced with a bitter sense of helplessness. It was then that his old mentor, a weathered Stoic philosopher named Aurelius, entered the workshop. Taking in the scene, Aurelius simply raised an eyebrow, the corners of his lips curling into a knowing smile. "Life throws unexpected stones our way, my boy," he said, his voice a soothing balm. Marcus, his voice heavy with despair, recounted the events of the past months, the constant demands of Gaius, and the crushing weight of his own ruined creation. Aurelius listened patiently, the rhythmic tapping of his walking stick the only counterpoint to Marcus' passionate outburst. Once the storm of emotions subsided, Aurelius spoke. "Tell me, Marcus," he began, "can you control the tremors of the earth?" Marcus shook his head, a flicker of understanding crossing his features. "Can you control the whims of Gaius?" Another negative shake. "Then why do you allow these external forces to dictate your inner peace? The ruined marble, the impossible deadlines, these are outside your control. But how you react, how you choose to see these events, that is entirely within your power. Aurelius placed a hand on Marcus' shoulder. The Stoics tell us to practice the dichotomy of control. Focus your energy on what you can control, your skill, your dedication, the quality of your work. Let the rest fall where it may. And do not forget, every challenge is an opportunity. This very disaster might lead you to a more innovative approach, a new way to express your artistry. Marcus pondered his mentor's words. He spent the next few days clearing the debris, a newfound calm settling within him. He reflected on the shattered bust, not with grief, but with curiosity. The broken fragments, he realized, represented not failure, but the raw potential for something new. With a renewed sense of purpose, Marcus began a new sculpture, incorporating the remnants of the old. This time, however, he did not seek to meet Gaius' fleeting desires. He sculpted a man of contemplation, a leader radiating a quiet strength. When Gaius arrived, expecting another depiction of his imagined grandeur, he was surprised. The statue, far from the boisterous warrior he had envisioned, embodied a quiet confidence and unwavering resolve. Gaius, initially taken aback, found himself drawn to the unexpected portrayal. The sculpture, Marcus realized, held a mirror not just to Gaius, but to his own journey. It spoke of resilience in the face of adversity, of finding strength within, and of transforming challenges into opportunities for growth. News of the statue spread, and soon Marcus found himself sought after not for catering to fleeting fancies, but for his ability to capture the essence of a person's character. He continued to face challenges, deadlines, and the occasional grumpy client. But with each hurdle, he employed the tools of Stoicism. He learned to differentiate between what he could and could not control, and to find meaning and purpose within the chaos. Marcus, the sculptor once tossed by the whims of others, became a sculptor of his own inner peace, a testament to the transformative power of Stoicism. Another essential Stoic practice is mindfulness. Stoics emphasize the importance of being present in the moment and observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. By becoming aware of your internal dialogue, you can identify negative thought patterns that fuel stress and anxiety. Through mindfulness, you can learn to detach from unhelpful emotions and choose a more measured response. Stoicism also encourages the cultivation of virtues such as courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance. These virtues serve as a guiding light, helping you navigate complex situations with integrity and reason. For instance, facing a demanding deadline might evoke feelings of panic. However, by cultivating courage, you can approach the challenge with focus and determination, rather than succumbing to anxiety. Stoicism teaches you to find strength in reason and virtue, even in the face of adversity. Life lessons, though often unwelcome, are vital for growth. Stoicism equips you with the tools to transform these challenges into opportunities for self-discovery and resilience. By embracing the lessons life throws your way and harnessing the power of Stoic principles, you can cultivate a life of fulfillment, even when the going gets tough. But Stoicism goes beyond simply weathering storms. It also teaches you to find meaning and purpose within the challenges themselves. Imagine that same demanding boss who pushes you to your limits. A Stoic perspective would encourage you to see this not as a burden, but as an opportunity to develop your skills, patience, and resilience. Every obstacle you overcome strengthens your character and prepares you for future challenges. Furthermore, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of living in accordance with nature. This doesn't mean retreating to the wilderness and living off the land. Rather, it means accepting the natural order of things, including the inevitable difficulties that life throws our way. By aligning yourself with the natural world, you cultivate a sense of peace and acceptance, even when faced with adversity. Stoicism is not a magic bullet, nor does it promise a life free of hardship. However, by embracing its core principles, you can transform life's challenges into opportunities for growth and self-discovery. You can learn to navigate difficult situations with grace and resilience, and ultimately, cultivate a life of fulfillment, even when the going gets tough. Life's inevitabilities. Mastering challenges with Stoicism focuses on overcoming obstacles. Next, it's time to discover an interesting and important lesson that Stoicism gives us. Life lessons are requirements in life. not choices. Imagine yourself strolling through a lush garden, enjoying the gentle breeze and the vibrant colors of blooming flowers. Suddenly, the sky darkens, the wind picks up, and fat raindrops start pounding the ground. You scramble for shelter, cursing the unexpected downpour that disrupts your peaceful stroll. This is exactly how most of us react to life's challenges, with frustration and a desire to escape the discomfort. But what if we viewed these storms not as unwelcome interruptions, but as essential parts of the journey? This is the core principle behind Stoicism's intriguing perspective on life's inevitabilities. Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Our life is what thoughts make it." The key, according to Stoicism, isn't to naively wish these hardships away, but to cultivate the mental fortitude to approach them with reason and virtue. We can't control the external world, the unexpected downpour, the job loss, the sudden illness. Yet, within this seemingly powerless situation lies immense power. The power to control our own thoughts, judgments, and reactions. As Epictetus, a prominent Stoic thinker, famously declared, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." By focusing on this internal domain, we develop the mental tools to navigate life's inevitable storms with greater peace and resilience. Just like a seasoned sailor caught in a squall uses their experience and skill set to adjust the sails and navigate the chaos, Stoicism equips us with the mental tools to weather life's tempests. We cultivate virtues like courage to face adversity, temperance to manage our emotions, and wisdom to discern what truly matters. Through self-reflection and mindfulness, we learn to distinguish between what we can control, our thoughts and actions, and what we can't, external events. This empowers us to respond productively to challenges, focusing our energy on finding solutions rather than dwelling on uncontrollable circumstances. Think about it this way. We have very little control over external circumstances. A job loss, a sudden illness, or a natural disaster can strike with no regard for our plans or desires. Yet, within this seemingly powerless situation lies an immense power, the power to control our own thoughts, judgments, and reactions. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic thinker, famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." By focusing on this internal domain, we can develop the mental tools to navigate life's inevitable storms with greater resilience and inner peace. Imagine a seasoned sailor caught in a fierce squall. The sailor understands that they cannot control the wind's intensity or the wave's height. However, their experience and skill set allow them to adjust the sails, steer the ship with precision, and maintain a calm demeanor amidst the chaos. Similarly, Stoicism equips us with the mental tools to navigate life's squalls. We cultivate virtues like courage to face adversity, temperance to manage our emotions, and wisdom to discern what truly matters. Through mindfulness and self-reflection, we learn to distinguish between what we can control, our thoughts and actions, and what we can't, external events. This empowers us to respond to challenges productively, focusing our energy on finding solutions rather than dwelling on uncontrollable circumstances. Yes, Stoicism can also encourage us to view life's difficulties as stepping stones on the path to growth. Seneca, another influential Stoic, wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were all well invested." Challenges, when approached with the right mindset, can refine our character, strengthen our resolve, and teach us valuable lessons about ourselves and the world around us. Overcoming obstacles not only equips us with solutions to immediate problems, but also builds resilience and wisdom for the future. Every challenge endured shapes us into stronger, more capable individuals. Life, by its very nature, throws curveballs, but these aren't meant to derail us. By embracing the teachings of Stoicism, we can transform these difficulties into opportunities for growth. We learn to navigate the storms with grace and emerge stronger, wiser, and more virtuous on the other side. Remember, the garden wouldn't be as vibrant and flourishing without occasional rain showers. Likewise, our lives wouldn't be as rich and meaningful without the challenges that shape us into who we are. So, the next time you find yourself caught in a downpour, take a deep breath, remember the wisdom of the Stoics, and use this experience as another chance to grow and become the best version of yourself. Stoic wisdom, building inner strength for a happy life, emphasizes personal growth and happiness. Let's be honest, we spend our lives in a whirlwind pursuit of phantoms, fleeting moments of pleasure mistaken for enduring happiness. A bigger house, a luxurious vacation, the latest tech gadget. These trinkets offer a temporary high, but the hollowness soon returns. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy concerned more with practical living than abstract ideals, offers a refreshing perspective. It argues that the very experiences we try to avoid, the heartbreak, the setbacks, the frustrations, are not roadblocks on the path to happiness, but the path itself. They are the raw materials from which inner strength, the true foundation of happiness, is forged.
Imagine a skilled blacksmith.
They don't begin with a polished sword, but with a dull, shapeless piece of iron. Through the focused application of heat and hammer, they transform the unrefined metal, revealing its hidden potential. Life's lessons function in much the same way. The death of a loved one, the sting of rejection, the pressure of financial hardship. These are the fires that test our mettle, forcing us to confront our vulnerabilities and unearth hidden reserves of strength. We may emerge from these experiences scarred, but also more resilient, more resourceful, and with a deeper appreciation for the simple joys of life. Consider the story of Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher. A slave most of his life, he endured physical hardship and social stigma. Yet, he remained unfazed. One night, a thief broke into his home and stole his lamp. The next morning, Epictetus simply remarked, "I suppose the thief needed a lamp more than I did." This anecdote exemplifies the Stoic approach. Epictetus focused on what he could control, his reaction to the theft, and refused to let an external event disturb his inner peace. Stoicism emphasizes the concept of dichotomy of control. This principle reminds us to distinguish between what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, our reactions, and what lies beyond our influence. External events, the behavior of others, the vicissitudes of fate. By focusing on the former, we cultivate a sense of agency and avoid wasting energy on the latter. For instance, a Stoic faced with a job loss wouldn't wallow in self-pity, something outside their control. Instead, they would focus on what they can control: their attitude, their job search efforts, their ability to learn new skills. This focus on the controllable fosters a sense of calm amidst the storm, allowing the individual to navigate adversity with reason and dignity. Another key Stoic principle is the concept of amor fati, a love of fate. This doesn't imply passive acceptance of whatever life throws our way. Rather, it's about aligning ourselves with the universal order, understanding that challenges are an inevitable part of the human experience. By accepting this fundamental truth, we can approach life's lessons with equanimity. We can learn to find meaning and purpose even in the midst of hardship, transforming what might seem like misfortune into an opportunity for growth. Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic figure, ruled during a time of plague and war. He wrote extensively on the importance of accepting what cannot be changed and focusing on living virtuously in the present moment. His meditations offer a powerful testament to finding inner peace amidst external chaos. The Stoic path doesn't promise a life free from hardship, but something far greater: the tools to navigate it with wisdom and courage. By embracing life lessons as necessary chapters in our story, we cultivate inner strength, the key to unlocking a life not just filled with fleeting moments of pleasure, but one of enduring well-being and fulfillment. The path may be arduous, but with Stoicism as a guide, we can learn to find purpose, resilience, and even a quiet joy in the crucible of life's inevitable challenges. As we navigate the storms of life, we discover a wellspring of inner strength, and like the blacksmith's fire, transform ourselves into something far more resilient and beautiful than we ever imagined. Beyond Choice, Stoic Principles for an Empowered Life highlights the empowering nature of Stoicism. This life lesson we want to share with you guys isn't exactly up for grabs. It's not a buffet where you pick and choose what resonates with you. This one's a requirement, folks, a fundamental truth about this crazy, unpredictable thing we call life. The Stoics, those wise dudes from ancient Greece and Rome, had a way of putting it. They'd say that some things are simply outside our control. Now, that might sound harsh at first, like control issues? Us? Never. But hear them out. The Stoics weren't trying to be Debbie Downers. They were actually offering a perspective that's incredibly empowering. They were saying, hey, listen, you can't control the weather, the traffic jam, or that rude comment your coworker just made. You can't control how other people treat you, what life throws your way, or the circumstances you find yourself in. Trying to force control over these external events is a recipe for frustration and misery. It's like banging your head against a wall. Eventually, you're the one who gets hurt. But here's the good news. The Stoics weren't stopping there. They were saying, sure, you can't control everything, but you can absolutely control how you respond to it. That rude coworker? You can't make them stop being rude, but you can choose not to let it ruin your day. Stuck in traffic? You can't magically make the cars disappear, but you can use that time to listen to a podcast, meditate, or simply practice patience. Life throws you a curveball? You can't control the pitch, but you can choose how you swing. This internal control, this ability to choose your response, is what the Stoics called virtue. It's about cultivating qualities like courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance. By focusing on these inner strengths, you build resilience, the ability to bounce back from anything life throws your way. It's not about becoming passive or emotionless robots. It's about acknowledging what you can and can't control, and then using your reason and virtue to navigate the storms of life with grace and dignity. So, the next time you find yourself getting flustered by something outside your control, remember this life lesson. Take a deep breath, remember the Stoic wisdom, and ask yourself, can I control this situation? If not, how can I use my virtue to respond in the best possible way? This shift in perspective, from external control to internal response, is the key to unlocking an empowered life. A life where you are the captain of your own ship, even when the seas get rough. But the benefits go beyond just weathering life's storms. Think about it. How much time and energy do we waste on things we can't control? Fuming about the past, worrying about the future, dwelling on what other people think. It's a mental drain that keeps us stuck. By embracing the Stoic approach, we free up that energy to focus on what truly matters, the things within our control. We can invest in our relationships, pursue our passions, and contribute meaningfully to the world around us. Marcus Aurelius, the famous Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, put it perfectly, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This isn't some airy-fairy philosophy. It's a practical tool for living a more fulfilling and empowered life. It's about taking responsibility for your own happiness, rather than outsourcing it to external circumstances. It's about recognizing that true freedom lies not in controlling the world around you, but in mastering your own mind and emotions. So, the next time you're faced with a challenge, remember the Stoics, you can't control the situation, but you can control your response. And that, my friends, is a life lesson worth living. Stoicism 101. Live well, even when things get tough. Simple and direct, emphasizes resilience. Life often seems smooth sailing until it isn't. You might be cruising along, feeling relatively comfortable in your routine, when suddenly you're hit with a curveball, a layoff, a health scare, a public embarrassment. In those moments, it's easy to view these challenges as unwelcome interruptions, as if they've rudely barged into our lives to derail our happiness. But Stoicism, a philosophy that champions resilience and virtuous living, offers a different lens through which to view adversity. It argues that these hardships aren't random occurrences or punishments from the universe, but rather integral parts of life's curriculum. They are, in essence, mandatory life lessons, tests that serve to fortify our character and illuminate areas where we can grow. Consider this analogy. Imagine a sculptor faced with a block of stone full of imperfections, cracks, uneven surfaces, and blemishes. The sculptor doesn't get to choose the flaws in the stone. They're simply part of the material they must work with. However, it's through the process of chiseling away at these very imperfections that the sculptor reveals the beauty hidden within. Similarly, life's difficulties are akin to the imperfections in the stone. While they may seem undesirable or even painful at first glance, It's through confronting them that we learn invaluable lessons in perseverance, patience, and resourcefulness. As Roman Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius aptly put it, our fate is woven together. Adversity isn't sent to crush us, but to test us. These tests aren't intended to break us. Rather, they're meticulously designed to unearth our weaknesses and mold us into stronger, more resilient versions of ourselves. Stoicism imparts a crucial distinction, discerning between what we can control and what we cannot. We can't dictate the twists and turns of fate, the sudden economic downturn that depletes our savings, the unforeseen accident that sidelines us from our passions, or the betrayal by someone we once trusted. However, what we can control is our response to these events. Epictetus, a towering figure in Stoic philosophy, encapsulated this notion succinctly: "It's not what happens to you that matters, but how you react to what happens." By directing our focus towards the aspects within our sphere of influence, our thoughts, emotions, and actions, that we empower ourselves to navigate life's trials with grace and fortitude. So, the next time life throws a curveball your way, remember, it's not a personal affront from the universe. It's an opportunity to put your Stoic virtues into practice. Courage in the face of fear, temperance amidst frustration, justice in your dealings with others, and wisdom to guide your decisions. The lessons life delivers through hardship often target our deepest vulnerabilities. Perhaps you struggle with a short fuse, and then find yourself stuck in gridlock traffic on your way to an important meeting. Or maybe you battle with comparison, and then encounter a setback at work while a colleague seems to effortlessly excel. These challenges may sting, but they also serve as glaring signposts pointing towards areas for personal growth. A Stoic perspective encourages you to view these situations not as obstacles to be avoided, but as invitations to cultivate patience, resilience, and self-reliance. By courageously confronting these vulnerabilities head-on, you gradually chip away at the rough edges within yourself, much like the sculptor reveals the form within the stone. Over time, these encounters with adversity metamorphose you into a more resilient and well-rounded individual. In fact, life's curriculum is vast and multifaceted, and the lessons it imparts are as diverse as the individuals who experience them. Stoicism equips you with the tools to approach these lessons not with dread or avoidance, but with a sense of purpose and resolve. So, the next time you encounter a hurdle on your journey, remember, it's not a punishment inflicted upon you. It's an opportunity to cultivate resilience, practice virtue, and ultimately, lead a life of flourishing, even amidst adversity. By embracing the challenges that come your way, you can transform them from stumbling blocks into stepping stones on your path to a more fulfilling and meaningful existence. The Stoic path, navigate life's storms with calm clarity, emphasizes Stoicism as a guiding philosophy. Ever find yourself feeling like you're constantly rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic? You know, meticulously planning your day, only to have traffic jams and unexpected errands toss your plans into disarray? Yep, life's a bit like that, isn't it? But you know who understood this roller coaster ride called life really well? The Stoics. Those ancient Greek and Roman philosophers knew a thing or two about the curveballs life throws at us, from minor hiccups like a burnt breakfast to major setbacks like a job loss. But here's the kicker: they didn't see these as random acts of misfortune. Nope, they viewed them as challenges, as golden opportunities to flex our resilience muscles and build that inner strength. Picture this: a sculptor doesn't just gaze admiringly at a rough block of marble. No, they roll up their sleeves and start chipping away at it, patiently revealing the masterpiece hidden within. Well, difficulties in life, if we approach them with the right mindset, can do the same darn thing for us. They chip away at our negative emotions, anger, fear, resentment, laying bare the core of who we truly are: strong, capable, and adaptable. By embracing these challenges as chances for personal growth, we transform them from mere annoyances into character-building experiences. Here's the scoop: we can't control everything that comes our way. Traffic jams? Boss having a bad day? Completely out of our hands. The Stoics had a fancy term for this, the dichotomy of control. But you know what we can control? Our reaction. Yep, we've got a say in how we respond to life's little curveballs. We can choose to let anger or despair take the wheel. Or we can choose to see these situations as opportunities to flex our inner strength, resourcefulness, and acceptance muscles. It's all about honing in on what's within our realm, our thoughts, actions, and reactions, instead of wasting precious energy on stuff we can't change. Picture this scenario. You lose your job. It's a gut-wrenching blow, no doubt about it. But hold up. It could also be a chance to hit the reset button on your career, to explore new opportunities you might have otherwise overlooked. The Stoics were big believers in developing virtues like courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance. And guess what? Facing challenges head-on, without getting sucked into an emotional tornado, gives us prime real estate to practice these virtues in the real world. So, losing your job? It's a chance to flex your courage muscles by diving into the unknown, and your wisdom muscles by embracing the inevitability of change. Difficulties become the ultimate training ground for sculpting the very qualities that make you stronger and more adaptable. Now, the Stoics were all about living in harmony with nature, which doesn't mean ditching your smartphone and going off the grid. Nah, it's more about embracing the fact that change, loss, and hardship are all part and parcel of this wild ride called life. It's like the seasons. There's a time for growth, a time for harvest, and a time for letting go. By syncing up with this natural rhythm, we cultivate a sense of inner peace and save ourselves the headache of butting heads with forces beyond our control. And here's the kicker. Difficulties, my friend, they're not roadblocks. They're pit stops on the journey to self-discovery. By embracing them with open arms, we're not just practicing acceptance, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. We're unlocking the door to a life that's meaningful and fulfilling, even when the storm clouds gather. It's not about having a perfectly scripted life. It's about finding beauty and growth in the unexpected twists and turns of the road. Modern Stoicism, ancient wisdom for a chaotic world, highlights the relevance of Stoicism in today's world. Stoicism isn't just some dusty old philosophy relegated to the annals of history. It's a powerful toolkit for thriving amidst the chaos of our modern world. In the whirlwind of our daily lives, challenges often rear their heads like unwelcome gatecrashers, disrupting our carefully laid plans and throwing us off course. But Stoicism flips the script, urging us to see these very obstacles as integral parts of our journey, not pesky detours that derail us. Central to Stoic thought is the notion of amor fati, a love of fate. Now, that doesn't mean we're expected to blindly embrace every twist and turn that life throws our way. Rather, it's about recognizing that a good chunk of what happens in our lives is beyond our control. Whether it's gridlock traffic, unexpected bills, or relationship turbulence, these are just par for the course in the grand game of existence. By relinquishing the futile urge to wrestle with external forces, we're liberated to focus on the one thing we can truly command: our own thoughts, emotions, and reactions. Enter the dichotomy of control, another cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. This handy little tool helps us draw a line in the sand between what we can influence and what's simply beyond our grasp. Picture this. You miss your flight. Frustrating, right? But hey, that's out of your hands. What's within your power, however, is how you choose to respond. You can either spiral into a vortex of rage and despair, or take a deep breath, roll up your sleeves, and calmly explore your options for rebooking. The Stoics remind us that real freedom isn't about trying to micromanage the universe. It's about mastering our own inner domain. Then there's virtue ethics, another gem from the Stoic treasure trove. This one's all about cultivating qualities like wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, not just as moral guideposts, but as practical tools for navigating life's tumultuous waters. When adversity comes knocking, courage gives us the backbone to soldier on. Faced with injustice, wisdom lights the way, urging us to act with reason and fairness. By honing these virtues, we arm ourselves to tackle whatever curveballs life hurls our way. So, you see, life's lessons aren't burdens to be begrudgingly endured. They're golden opportunities to polish our character and forge our inner fortitude. By embracing the wisdom of Stoicism, we can turn the cacophony of the modern world into a crucible that molds us into our very best selves. We learn to dance through the storms with grace and resilience, discovering not just survival but a profound sense of purpose and fulfillment amidst the tempests of life. Unleash your potential. Embrace Stoicism for a more fulfilling life. Focuses on personal potential and fulfillment. You ever feel like you're charging full steam ahead towards your dreams, only to hit a snag or two along the way? Life, as the ancient Stoics would say, has a knack for tossing obstacles in our path. Unexpected twists, setbacks that sting, losses that knock the wind out of us. But here's the kicker. Those aren't cruel detours from our grand plans. They're simply inevitable bumps on the road trip of life. Picture this. You're driving across a vast desert, eyes set on the shimmering oasis in the distance. But along the way, you encounter scorching sun, sandstorms that put your windshield wipers to the test, maybe even a flat tire or two. Stoicism paints life lessons not as optional side dishes we get to choose from, but as the grit in the oyster that ultimately cultivates the pearl. We might not control the challenges that come our way, but we sure as heck can control how we respond to them. And that's where the real magic lies. Take, for instance, the apprentice jeweler delicately shaping a rough diamond. She's got a vision for that stone, a dazzling ring that catches the light just so. But the process isn't just about having a mental picture. It's about rolling up your sleeves and getting down to business. With each careful stroke of the polishing wheel, the diamond reveals hidden flaws, unexpected inclusions, maybe even a stubborn internal fracture. Now, those aren't flaws on the diamond's part. They're simply part of its geological journey. The jeweler's artistry lies not just in her vision of the final gem, but in her ability to adapt her approach based on the unique quirks of each stone. Similarly, life's difficulties expose our vulnerabilities, put our resilience to the test, and challenge us to refine our strategies. By embracing those challenges head-on, we develop the resilience and resourcefulness needed to navigate life's twists and turns and ultimately craft a life that shines. But Stoicism isn't just about rolling with the punches. It's also about drawing a clear line between what's within our control and what decidedly isn't. Our thoughts, our reactions, the actions we take, those are all squarely within our sphere of influence. But external events, like the traffic jam on your morning commute, the weather forecast for your weekend camping trip, or the decisions made by others, those are swirling currents beyond our immediate control. When we get caught up in worrying about what we can't change, frustration and a sense of powerlessness tend to take hold. Stoicism, however, offers a different approach. Focus on what we can influence, our response to the situation. It's not about sitting back passively. It's about actively choosing how we react, transforming challenges into stepping stones on the path to a more fulfilling life. Think of it like a seasoned mountaineer tackling a daunting peak. The mountain itself, with its jagged crevasses and unpredictable weather patterns, is a force of nature beyond his control. He can't reshape the terrain or dictate the wind's direction. But what he can control is how he equips himself for the climb, how he reads the signs of the weather, and how he navigates the treacherous sections with careful footwork and a steady presence of mind. Similarly, in the face of life's challenges, we might not be able to control the external forces, but we sure can control how we respond. Stoicism equips us with the mental fortitude and emotional intelligence to weather life's storms and ultimately reach the summit of our own well-being. Stoicism, the secret weapon for mental toughness, emphasizes mental strength and resilience. The last lesson we want to introduce for you guys is about harnessing the power of Stoicism as a secret weapon for mental toughness. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy founded in Athens by Zeno of Citium in the early 3rd century BC, offers invaluable insights into cultivating mental strength and resilience, essential attributes for navigating life's challenges. At its core, Stoicism teaches the importance of focusing on what is within our control and accepting what is not. This fundamental principle, echoed in the famous Stoic maxim, "Virtue alone is invincible," underscores the idea that our thoughts, actions, and attitudes are the only things we truly have power over. By internalizing this philosophy, we can liberate ourselves from the grip of external circumstances and develop an unwavering resolve in the face of adversity. Central to Stoic teachings is the concept of the dichotomy of control, which emphasizes the distinction between things we can change and those we cannot. Epictetus, one of Stoicism's most renowned philosophers, articulates this principle eloquently in his Enchiridion, stating, "Some things are within our power, while others are not. Within our power are opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, and in a word, whatever is of our own doing. Not within our power are our body, our property, reputation, office, and in a word, whatever is not of our own doing. This delineation encourages individuals to focus their energy on mastering their inner selves rather than fretting over external circumstances beyond their influence. Through consistent practice and self-discipline, Stoicism equips individuals with the mental fortitude to confront life's inevitable trials with grace and resilience. Moreover, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of cultivating a mindset of gratitude and acceptance. The Stoics believe that true happiness and tranquility stem from aligning one's desires with the natural order of the universe and embracing life's inherent unpredictability. Marcus Aurelius, the revered Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, famously wrote in his Meditations, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This sentiment underscores the Stoic notion that our perceptions shape our reality, and by reframing our perspective on adversity as an opportunity for growth, we can transform even the most challenging circumstances into valuable learning experiences. In addition to fostering mental toughness, Stoicism advocates for the practice of mindfulness and self-awareness. The Stoic practice of self-examination involves reflecting on one's thoughts, emotions, and actions with honesty and objectivity. By cultivating a heightened sense of self-awareness, individuals can identify and challenge irrational beliefs and negative thought patterns that undermine their mental well-being. This process of introspection enables individuals to cultivate greater emotional resilience and equanimity in the face of life's trials. In essence, Stoicism offers a timeless blueprint for developing the mental toughness and resilience necessary to thrive in an unpredictable world. By embracing Stoic principles such as focusing on what is within our control, cultivating gratitude and acceptance, and practicing mindfulness and self-awareness, individuals can harness the power of this ancient philosophy as a secret weapon for navigating life's challenges with courage and grace. In doing so, they not only cultivate inner strength and resilience, but also cultivate a deep sense of fulfillment and contentment in the face of life's uncertainties. Listen, we get it. Maybe the idea of Stoicism feels a bit restrictive at first, like someone's telling you there's only one right way to live. But here's the thing. These principles we've discussed, facing challenges head-on, taking responsibility for your actions, accepting what's outside your control, they're not limitations, they're the building blocks. They might seem like requirements, but trust us, they're the requirements for a life that's actually worth living. Think about it like this. You wouldn't build a house on sand, would you? The first thing you need is a solid foundation. Stoicism provides that foundation. It might not be the most glamorous part, but it's the most crucial. Sure, you can choose the color of the paint, the style of the furniture, all the fun stuff that makes your house your own. But you can't choose gravity. You have to build on something strong, something that can weather the storms. And that's the beauty of Stoicism. It gives you the strength to weather the storms. It doesn't mean you have to become some emotionless robot. It's about acknowledging your feelings, understanding where they come from, and then choosing how you're going to react to them. It's about focusing your energy on the things you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your character, and letting go of the external stuff that's ultimately out of your hands. Here's the real kicker. By embracing these requirements, you'll find yourself feeling more empowered, not less. You'll stop wasting time wrestling with frustrations you can't change and start focusing on what you can build. You'll navigate life's inevitable curveballs with a steady hand and a clear mind. Remember, Stoicism isn't about some impossible ideal of perfection. It's about the journey, the constant process of getting better, of facing challenges with grace, and finding peace within yourself, no matter what life throws your way. So take these lessons to heart. They're not burdens, they're gifts. They're the tools you need to build a life that's both meaningful and strong.